novels.
Oh, reading novels. What kind of novels?
Anyone actually. I don't really have specific ones.
Oh, okay. I love reading novels too, but I'm very, very picky when it comes to the type of novels I read. Okay, nice to meet you, Flora. Esther, you can go next. Esther, are you there? Okay, I don't think she's there. So we'll move ahead to Ezekiel. Hi, Ezekiel.
Hi, hi, Lovett. Good
Hi.
afternoon. What am I supposed to say?
Okay. So we'd like to know you. Tell us about yourself and two fun facts about you.
Okay. Okay, my name is Ezekiel Bruni, and um, I'm a dual citizen, both Nigerian and Ghana. And I love coding, and I love watching animes. And
All
I'm
right.
the front end mentor. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. So Ezekiel here is a front-end engineer. Is the one that's been mentoring the front-end team since the start of the program. So some of the front-end mentees are here on the call, so they can attest to its level of expertise and how good he really is in sharing his knowledge. So thank you so much, Ezekiel, for all the wonderful work you've been doing. Awesome. Okay. So I think we can start now. Thank
I'm
you.
back. Oh,
Oh, lovely. Okay. All right. So are you ready now?
okay. Good evening, everybody.
Good
My name is
evening.
Loveling. Two fun facts about me is I love money. I chase money with full chest.
Okay. I think everybody loves money. I mean, I think everybody likes money.
I
Okay.
love it and I chase it.
That sounds interesting. What track are you loving?
I'm in VA.
Okay. Hmm. I'm looking forward to your presentation today.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone, for joining the call today. Both for those that are doing their presentations and for those that are going to do theirs next week. Thank you for showing up and for being here for the presentation of data science and virtual assistants. So, we have come to the end of the Women in Tech program at Inspire Up Initiative. It's been a wild ride for the past 3 months. I have been on the lookout, even if I haven't really shown up a lot for your various calls and your classes. But I've been on the lookout. I've been reaching out to your mentors. I've had discussions with them. I've chatted with some of you via DMs, and I've seen how much every one of you have grown. I've seen how much effort you've put in, and I'm very sure that at least by the end of those 3 months, you've been able to achieve some of the goals that you had at the start of the program. And we at Inspire Up Initiative, plus all your mentors, we are very proud of you. We are proud to be a part of your journey. We are proud to see how far you've gone, and we are always, always happy to help in any way that you want. So the end of the 3 months does not mean that this is the end of your relationship with Inspire Up Initiative. You still have a lot of things to do. So right now you've been given the skills. Right now you've been given the skills by your mentor. You've been shown the ropes. You know the basics already. You've even applied it during the capstone project presentation that you are going to do right now. So the next steps are like every one of you to do is take a deep breath. Take like 1 or 2 days to reflect on your journey. Think about how far you've come. Think about the things you've learned. And even before the start of the program, you had a mission, you had a goal, you had something that you wanted to achieve with this knowledge that you were going to gain at during the program. So now we've come to the end of the program. You've gained this knowledge, you've gained these skills, even if it's not 100% complete, right? Because you cannot get 100% knowledge through a training program. You'd have to do some extra research and extra learning on your own. But at least you've been given a solid fundamental, you've been given the grasp. Your mentors has laid the foundation for you. So what I want you to do is I want you to reflect. I want you to think about what you are going to do with these skills. Are you going to look for internships? Are you going to look for an open source project to start contributing to? Are you going to start looking for a job? Are you going to apply it in your current place of work where you're currently working at? So take a deep breath, have those reflections, think about what you are going to do next. What are your next steps, right? So once you've done those reflections and you have those things listed out, then you know what to do. And let's you all not forget, right, that Inspire Up initiative is here. So whenever you need help with your CV, because I think one of the most important thing for you to do next is to rewrite your CV, is to rework your CV, right? So you can always reach out to us. You can reach out to your mentors. You can reach out to me personally. I respond to DMs, even if I might take a bit of time before I do it. But reach out to me, and then I would help you out with that. I can share resources. I can review your CV, right? But please don't let the skills that you've learned through this program go to waste. Don't let the certificates that you're going to get at the end of the day go to waste, right? So this is your time to take that bold step. Right now, you might be feeling a bit lost, like, okay, this is the end of the program. What am I going to do next? I've gotten the skills. Am I going to get a job? Am I going to get an internship program? Am I going to apply these skills? Right? So don't be scared. I remember the first time I did my I participated in such a program. It was with UK Nigeria Tech Hub. So I had to learn front end engineering. So at the start of the program, I was very excited, like, oh, I want to do front end. Before the program ends, I'm going to get a job. I'm going to get an internship. I'm going to start making money. You know, those kind of goals, those are like the vision, the things I had in mind before I started the program. But at the end of the program, there was nothing like that waiting for me. Like I did not have any of those things served on a silver platter waiting for me to pick up somewhere. So I had to start taking everything one by one. I had to start taking the steps one by one. So when I was done with the program, I got the certificate. I had a project I worked on. I did a presentation. I led the team as at that time. I felt like I was good, and actually I was good. But then I did not know the next thing to do. So what I did was I took a break. I took like 2 3 days, and then I reflected on what I've learned. I thought about, okay, what pushed me to decide to learn front end? I was in data science before, so why did I decide to learn front end? I thought about my passion, the passion that I had before I started the program. And then, is that passion, was it still burning? If it's still burning, then what can I do with this passion? So within these few days that I took off, I was able to draft out my next steps. So my next steps then was to start applying for, not start applying, was to rewrite my CV. Because at that time, my CV was geared towards data science, but I had to write it to fit front end. So when I did that, my first fear was, okay, so I've rewritten my CV and I gave it to my friends to review. I sent it to my mentors at that time and they reviewed. And my CV was fine. So I'm like, okay, I have an okay CV now. But then I have just a project. I can list some of my data science profiles or work experience there, but it's just like 1 or 2. But then that does not relate to my front end roles. So what am I going to do? So right now I was stuck. I don't have experience. I don't have front end experience aside the Capstone project I did. What was I going to do Who would hire me? Would anybody want to talk to me? Would anybody want to give me a chance? I was looking for an opportunity to apply those skills that I've learned. So what I did was I started researching on how I could apply those skills even without being employed in a formal place. So I started volunteering. I volunteered with Street Code Africa. I helped them write some websites for their web applications. I volunteered for distributed aids. I helped them rewrite their landing page, their web application. So through this volunteering, I was able to gain experience. I was able to have people that I could reach out to that, oh, please, I would like you to be my referee. I'm applying for a job. Can you give me a reference letter? I need to apply for a job. So by volunteering, I was able to gain experience that I could list out in my CV. The distributor that I volunteered with is a company that is based in Sweden. So that's already a plus, right? Because when you're applying for roles in Nigeria, you like saying that, oh, okay, you've worked with people from outside the country. So that means that you have experience working in a diverse team. So I was able to list that. Sugar Africa is a global thing, and I worked with them, and I could list that on my CV. So by doing all of this, I had experience that I could list out on my CV. And not just that, I also did open source. So I researched on various open source projects I could contribute to. Small ones, minor ones, I could contribute to just to, solidify my experience, solidify my knowledge, the skills I already had. And then I volunteered with Pluto UI. I volunteered with Dotbus. So I think those are some of the repositories that the front end engineers could actually like volunteer with. So I think Pluto UI is basically on, but it's a React.js project, but it's a framework of JavaScript. Then Dotbus is like purely JavaScript, and they are like very, very active. So for the front end team, you might want to like take a look at Dotbus UI. So I think last year I worked with them as a maintainer for one of their projects. So I helped them review their pull requests and stuff like that. But yes, by contributing to open source, you can list that on your CV, right? So once you have those things in place, then you'll be confident enough to start applying for a job. You won't feel like, oh, my CV is so empty and stuff like that. I got my not first job, my second job through open source. I worked with Workplace CMS. It's an open source project, and I was paid a huge amount of money within a period of 3 months. So by doing all of those things, right, you are setting yourself up for opportunities. You are solidifying your skills. You're not just being stagnant. You are getting yourself ready for opportunities. So whenever that opportunity comes, you'll be able to pick it up. So if you're the type that you're like, okay, fine, I don't want to volunteer. I don't want to volunteer because I feel like, oh, I'm just like giving out my knowledge, or I'm just applying my skills and nobody is paying me anything. But you're like, okay, I don't want to take a chance with open source. I don't want to start, just pushing and deploying and writing code and not seeing anything. Then you can look at your place of work. For the VAs, where are you currently working? Because I know some of you are working you have a day job. Where are you currently working? You have a boss, you have a manager. You can reach out to your manager, you can reach out to your boss, like, oh, okay, I just completed this program, I've been certified, these are the skills I've gained. And I noticed that you have some issues managing your clients, or you have some issues being able to like schedule calls, writing documents, and stuff like that, right? These are some things that I've learned through this program. I would like to help you out for like 3 months while doing this, and then maybe we can talk about increasing my salary later, and then I take up some of these roles. That's something that you can do. That's a discussion that you can have with your manager. That's a discussion you can have with your superior. Things like this. You don't have to start looking for something like fresh. You can apply it first of all in your place of work where you are currently working. And once you've done that, you can add those things as your experience. They can come on your CV. So these are like some of the things I want you to think about. These are some of the steps I want you to take at the end of this program. Inspire Up Initiative is here to give you that push. It's here to give you those fundamental knowledge that you need. It's here to upskill you, right? To give you the things, the tools you need to plan what you are going to do next, right? So please, please, and please, everyone, this is not the end of your journey in tech. This is not the end of your relationship with Inspire Up. We are always here and always available to help in any way that you want. If you want us to help you as reference, we are here. You want us to help to review your CV, we are here. Whatever it is, maybe you need career advice, we are also here to help. So please and please, just try as much as try as much as possible to follow some of these things that I've listed out. So just take a little bit of time, calm down, assimilate everything that you've learned, just and then plan your next steps. Plan your next steps. I don't want you to just like rush out there without any plan. So plan your next step. Okay, I think I've done a lot of talking. So thank you so much once again, everyone, for joining the call. So the way it's going to go is data science is going to go first, and then virtual assistance is going to go last. Thank you. So in data science, we have two groups, Group A and Group B. I hope both of the groups are here. So Group A is going to go first. Group B is going to go next. Then for virtual assistants, we have four groups, Group 1, 2, 2, 3, and 4. So the way it is arranged, Group 1 will go first, 2, 3, and then 4. Each of the groups, each of these teams have just 15 minutes to do your presentation. It was included in the mail that was sent out. So please be very mindful of your time. So you have 15 minutes to go through the presentation, just walk us through the projects that you did, make us understand, make it sound exciting, get all of us, engrossed in what you are saying. Okay, so we can start now. Group A, who is in Group A, please? You can raise your hand, you can mute your mic, whichever you prefer. Hello? Ungok, I don't know if I pronounced it correctly, but what group are you?
I don't know whether we are A or B.
Oh, okay. Is there anyone else in data science here that is going to present today?
I'm not sure whether our group is A or B. That's the confusion, I think.
Okay, let me see. Oh, you're not sure. Okay. Victoria, you're in group A. If that was what you
Yes, I
filled.
am. Yes, I am.
All right. Is it just you that is on your team? What about your team member?
Well, she's okay. I think maybe she got logged out by network. Her name is Prudence. She was here earlier on.
Okay. Can you reach out to her?
We can also start until
Yes.
Prudence
Yeah,
arrives.
that's fine. Yes. You can go first,
Okay.
and then when they join later, you.
Could you share our presentation or?
You present it. I think you'd be the best person to present it. And something else to note, please, those that are presenting, your camera should be on. So have your camera turned on, present your slides, and they can go from there. Does that option show on your hand? I think it should show the option to present, to share your screen.
I don't think it works.
Will you try
And
it?
Blessing, could you try?
I don't like currently my battery is low, so I can't share the slide from my end. I was thinking they were going to share it for us.
All right. Okay, give me a second. I will share my screen. Please have your turned. Mhm. Mhm. Okay. Mhm. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
All right. So is your camera on now? Okay. Blessing. Okay. I think you
Alright,
can speak now. So I'm going to mute my mic.
okay. Hello everyone. So I am there. We'll be making a presentation on credit worthiness. Trying to find out if an applicant is worthy to receive a credit from a fintech financial institution. So please the next slide. Okay, so on our agenda, we have six things we want to achieve. First one is understanding the problem. Second one, understanding the data set. Third one is the exploratory data analysis. Who tends to default? The fourth one, comparison of the models, our results, and then our references. I'll be taking the first three, while Deb will be taking the last three. Next slide, please. Okay, so understanding the problem, what's the goal of this project? We are trying to use historical data from customers, as our customer data, to predict whether a new applicant or whether the same applicant is worthy of receiving a credit. So, firstly, what is credit worthiness? Credit worthiness is a measure of the probability that a customer will repay a loan. Giving credit to customers is never risk-free, and understanding credit worthiness is crucial to confidently extending credit. It's a normal psychology, it's what we all know. If someone reaches out to you and then maybe you lend the person some amount of money, and then maybe the person pays after 3 months when you agreed like a week, next time the person comes, you actually contemplate you actually be contemplating if to give the person. And then in another illustration, maybe you have someone who came to you and told you he was going to pay the next day and even paid that same day. Of course, you're going to, rating the both of them, of course you're going to know that you would likely give the person who paid earlier next time. Then some important indicators, key indicators we'll use in this we are going to consider for this project is the income of those requesting for credits, their credit history, their marital status, if they're married or unmarried, number of persons depending on them, and then their education, if they're graduates or undergraduates, and if their employment. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay, so for the data sets, this is an overview of the data sets. Made out a descriptive statistics. For the first point, we have not many participants seems to be self-employed. Most participants have an undergraduate degree. Applicants' average monthly income ranges between $7,782. Applicants' average monthly total income $5,329, and then average loan amount is $97,400. Loan amount terms are around 350 months. And then we have the mean of the loan status to be 0.83, indicating an imperfect balance. So we had to drop the ID, the loan ID, and the total income to for further analysis. Next slide, please. Okay, so for the first chart, we can see this is the loan status, actually saying that we have very high number of persons in our in from that's from the history, the data from the history of customers that have high we have high loan status. That's a large number of them are actually have a credit status. So from the next one, next okay, sorry, I'm using my phone, so I it's wasn't longer on focus mode. Okay, so for the next chart where we have the loan amount, we can see that over 3,000 persons were have taken a loan amount between $0 to $100,000, and for the next we also see a lower amount of between 0 to 500 persons have taken a higher amount. So meaning that for me, I would interpret this to be that we have the number of people that have taken higher loans are fewer than those who have taken. So people, we have larger number of persons that have asked or requested for higher loans, and then for lower loans, and then we have a fewer amount of people that have requested for higher loans. Next slide, please. Then we also carried out an analysis on the applicant's income, and we see a range from 0 to $30,000. That's the income of the customers, and then we can see that over 1,000 of them earned less, and then as it went down, the from like 200 and above earned between 0 to 100,000, and going down also from 0 to about 300 and higher. And then it's also the next chart. It's about is a loan status versus the applicant's income, showing their status. So we can still see that we still have higher loan status from the customers, meaning that from the data set we have higher number of persons who have a credit status of being yes. Then the next slide, please. Okay, then we also compare their marital status to their loan status, and then 0 being unmarried and 1 being married. Then we can see that also those who are married actually have higher loan status. That's we have more number of persons that are from married in the date from our data sets that actually have a loan status. Then we also compare their gender to the loan status also. Next slide. Okay, we also compared the number of dependents. We had dependents of being 0, 1, 2, and 3. That's those that had no dependents, those that had 1 dependent, those that had 2 dependents, and those that had above 3 dependents. From this, we could see that those that had um, no dependents had the higher chance of receiving credits. So from this from the charts saying here, and then for the we also compared their education with the loan status. That's are they undergraduates or graduates? From this we could see that we had higher number of undergraduates who requested for the loan. Next slide. So who tends to default? Applicants. So from some highlights from the exploratory data analysis. So we have applicants' income is an important indicator, with higher income being associated with higher probability of loan approval. So when you have higher income, we could see that they had higher probability of their loan being approved. Then we have married individuals tend to be approved more than those not married. So obviously, if one is not married, they feel like this person is just there, may likely just squander the money, but someone that is married would likely channel the money to the right areas and also try to pay back. Then those with no dependents are more likely to get loans approval because of course it's to be easier for them to pay back. And then applicants with undergraduate degrees are more present in the data set. So next slide. So my colleague Deb will take it up from here.
Thank you, Blessing. So before we compare the models, we would like to define first the performance metrics that we used on the models. First off, accuracy is the proportion of all classifications that were correct, so either positive or negative. And a perfect model would indicate 0 false positives and 0 false negatives, and therefore have an accuracy of 1.0 or 100%. And next up is a precision, which is the proportion of all the model's positive classifications that are actually positive. So for example, precision measures the fraction of emails classified as spam that were actually spam. And a hypothetical perfect model would have 0 false positives and therefore a precision of 1.0. And then we have the confusion metrics, which compares the predictions made by the model with the actual results, and then shows whether the model was right or wrong. Next up is the recall, which is the true positive rate or the proportion of all actual positives that were classified correctly as positives. So a recall score of 1 would mean that the model is perfectly and identifying all the instances of the positive class within the data set, meaning there are no false negatives. Next slide, please. Then we also have the F1 score, which is a performance metric used to evaluate how well a classification model performs, especially when the data sets or when the classes are imbalanced, meaning one class appears much more frequently than the other. And also it is the harmonic mean of precision and recall, which combine both metrics into a single value that balances the importance. And then last but not least, we have the ROC Oak or ROC AUC score, which provides insight into how well the model can balance the trade-offs between detecting positive instances and avoiding false positives across different thresholds. Next slide, please. We used 3 different models. The first one being the logistic regression, which is a statistical method used for predicting the probability of a binary outcome. So yes or no, or 0 or 1, based on 1 or more predictor variables or features. And I think that's also the reason why we have these results. So for the accuracy score, we have 0.84. The same with precision score. And then for the confusion matrix, 0, which is that the applicant has not been approved for a loan, appears 0 times. And then we have approved applicants 993 times, which is way too imbalanced. And then we have the recall score of 1.0, which is actually perfect, and a F1 score of 0.91, which is quite high, and then the ROC AOC score of 0.5. 0.5 means that the model is not able to discriminate between the true positive rates and the false positive rates. And then we also applied a decision tree model, which is a supervised learning method And the goal is basically to create a model that predicts the value of a target feature. And there we have also similar to the logistic regression, but then for the confusion matrix, we see that there's more balanced overall. And then we have the XGBoost model, which is also used for supervised machine learning, where we use the training data X to predict a target variable Y. And there we sort of also have, when it comes to confusion matrix, also quite imbalanced, but the rest looks fine except for the ROC AUC score again. It's the higher it is, the better for the model, and that's why we try to do the model again with a scaling the weights so that it's kind of balanced, but then the results did not really reflect that 100%. Next slide, please. So overall, we can say that all models have a RUOC AUC score of 0.5, which means that they are not able to distinguish between positive and negative instances. And although the XGBoost scaling helped balance out the confusion matrix, the ROC AUC score did not change at all. And for the logistic regression, I think the data set is way too large for this model to work. And that's why maybe the decision tree might be the most balanced model regarding performance metrics. Next slide, please. Then we also compared the feature importances of decision tree model and the XGBoost model that is scaled. As we can see here, the most important feature for this model is applicant income, co-applicant income, loan amount and loan amount term, which actually reflects the previous assumptions that we had. And then when it comes to the future importances of XGBoost scaled version, it kind of does not make sense. So the result, the conclusion is, next slide, please. Thank you. So we recommend to use the decision tree model for predictions, as it has a more balanced performance metrics out of every model that we used. And the feature importances results match with our previous assumptions, as already mentioned. And overall, applicants with low income have a tendency to get rejected for loans. The income of co-applicants who are actually also contributors to the loan or paying back the loan, and also those with a high loan amount and high loan amount term also have an impact on their loan approval rates. So our overall recommendation is that an applicant who has high income and a co-applicant who also has a high income, as well as a low loan amount and a low loan amount term, have a higher chance of being approved for a loan, as they are more creditworthy. That's it, thank you. And our references at the end.
Okay. Wow, wow, wow. That was awesome. That was really wonderful. Blessing in God. Both of you did really well. The slides looked very good. It was clean, straight to the point, no too many words. Every bullet point there were necessary for you to talk about pass the information that you wanted to pass. And the design looked very good too. Um, Nice work, awesome work. I enjoyed the presentation. I was engrossed. I did not get distracted. I was able to follow your thought process, and I understood how you were able to come to the conclusion that you did. So, looking at this, your presentation and the way you were able to pass your information across, I believe that the 3 months program has actually helped you gain deeper knowledge and understanding of the data science track. So, thank you so much. That was a wonderful presentation.
Thank you also.
All right, thank you. So I'm going to move ahead to um, Victoria. Victoria is there.
Maslin.
Yes, I am.
Okay. I think someone's mic is unmuted. Not you, Victoria. Can everyone please confirm that their mics are muted? Thank you.
Yes, I'm available.
All right. So Victoria, were you able to reach Prudence?
Yes, she's on the call.
All right. Okay.
Nione. Hata niko nimeisahau. Yes, I'm available.
All right. Wait a second. Please make sure that your surrounding is quiet enough so that we can hear what you're saying. Also, while you are doing the presentation, your camera should be on, and I would share my screen so that, yep. So just let me know if you are ready, and then I'll share my screen. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen now. Give me a second. All right. So I'm gonna put it on full screen. Mm,
Wacha ni take over.
okay, Victoria, Prudence, the floor
Ah,
is yours.
yes. I'll be taking over. I'm Prudence, and we are presenting credit worth prediction using machine learning, using data to drive smart reading decision. Others are Victoria and Prudence. Next, next slide.
Yes, I am on the next slide. Introduction.
Introduction.
Yes, I am.
Objective. Yes, objective. It's building and machine model to predict loan credit worth. Data source is historical loan application dataset. Techniques that you use are EDM, filtering, engineering, resampling, modeling, and evaluation. Next slide.
Yes, I'm sharing the next slide already.
Okay.
Can you see
Problem
that? I need to.
statement. Yes. Many financial institutions face high default rate due to unreliable manual credit assessment. There is a need for data-driven consistency approach to assess credit risk. Bank want to predict if a loan applicant will repay credit worth. Decision. Next.
Hello, can you hear me?
Next. Right.
Okay. I'm on the next slide. Hello. I think you have issues. The internet connection is poor.
Can you go to the next slide?
Yes, I'm already on the next slide. I think your internet connection is poor, so probably that's why you're lagging.
This project aims to develop a machine. Pardon?
You are lagging
Can
behind.
I continue?
You are lagging behind, so I think there's an issue with your internet connection.
I'm must try apologies for that. Project objective. This project aims to develop a machine learning model that can accurately predict an individual creditworthiness, analyzing factors such as income, credit history, education, and independence. We are building predictive model that help financial institutions make informed reading decisions. The goal of the objective: use historical data to predict loan approval accurately. Data Dataset overview. The total records of the dataset was 5,898 customer profile. We featured on gender, marriage, dependence, education, self-employment, applicant income, co-applicant income, loan amount term, credit history, property area, target loan, class imbalance. 83% approved, 17 were rejected. Next, method methodology, data cleaning and pre-processing. Check checked for handling missing values and duplicates to ensure data integrity. Justification ensures consistency in numeric analysis and modeling, preventing errors as a unique identifier carry no predictive power. Pride depend. Next slide. Beneficiaries, applicants, non-graduates, those who reside in semi-urban areas and have no dependents tend to get approved, their own approved more.
Hi Prudence. I think your internet connection is very bad. Can you switch to your Wi-Fi? We don't have so much time because each presentation is to be for 15 minutes, and your internet connection is bad.
Pardon?
Your internet connection is bad, so you are lagging behind a lot, and at some point we stop hearing you.
Oh, apologies. I think
Can
there is
you
a internet connection issue at our place. Uh, at, Income alone does not differentiate approvals well. Credit history is the strongest predictor of loan approval. categorical variables. Categorical variables, they are those variables that have 0 and 1, maybe to differentiate, like it has 0, 1, or maybe can be categorized. Then we had gender, whereby the male were more than the female. We had area, urban, semi-urban, and rural areas. We had married, that is, those people who are married and those who are not married. And then there is education, graduates and undergraduates. Next. Next. Numerical variables are variables that have numbers in them. Like this one, we have loan status and applicant's income. Loans loan status, that is the ones that were approved and those that were not approved. Applicant's income, as you can see, for approved is much higher than that of unapproved. Loan term versus loan status, as we can see for for approval is much higher than the ones that have not been approved. Next, finish up this thing. Credit history versus loan status. As you can see, those people who had a good credit history, they have a higher chance of being approved for the loan. Next, loan amount distribution by education. You can see those people who have graduated have a higher chance of being the box plot compared loan amount distribution for graduate versus non-graduate interpretation. Education levels does not significantly affect loan amount. Both groups or show media medians.
Hello, Prudence. Are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Yeah, we could not hear
Can you
you.
hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah. The next one is proportion of graduates by independence. The box plot shows the mean of students' proportion of graduates across different dependent variables. Interpretation: individuals with more dependents, up to two, are slightly more likely to be graduates. Next, debt to income ratio. Box plot compares debt to income ratio distribution for approval versus non-approval. For average, on average, both approved and rejected applicants had roughly the same level of debt compared to their income. So debt income ratio alone may not only have been a major deciding factor for most loan decisions. Next, loan amount per month. Box plot compares loan amount per month distribution for approved versus non-approved. Interpretation: loan amount per month does not significantly affect loan approval. Next, loan loan to term ratio. Box plot compares loan to term ratio distribution for approval versus non-approval. Interpretation: run to term ratio does not significantly affect loan approval. Model used. Can you all hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you, Prudence. You can continue.
Um, the second person, Victoria, will take over from there. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Prudence. Victoria?
Okay. And decision tree classifier. So we use logistic regression because it's a simple model and is mostly used for binary classifications. And then we went on to use tree models because they perform well on imbalanced data and they handle complex relationships well. And they also provide more accuracy and provide feature importance insights for explainability. Next slide, please. So these are initial performance before resampling. For the logistic regression, the overall accuracy is 52%, and the recall for class 0 is 44%, for class 1 is 54%, and precision for class 0 is 16%, for class 1 is 83%, and our F1 score for class 0 is 23% and 65% for class 1 respectively, and our ROUS AUC score is 49%. So going by this table, logistic regression performed higher for our recall. They had a higher class recall for class 0, which is 44%, unlike decision tree that had 14%, random forest had 0.01%, and XGBoost had 0.16%. So it had the highest recall, which identifies that it is the model that is best at catching risky applicants, which made it our best model before resampling. Next slide, please. So our performance after resampling, we used smooth to resample, which is synthetic minority oversampling technique. We're trying to create fake realistic examples of the minority class, which is the non-approved class. So going by performance after resampling, our logistic regression also performed much more better in recall for our risky applicants, which is the class 0. It had 0.45%, unlike decision tree that had 0.11, random forest had 0.16, and XGBoost had 0.10%. But for the ROU AUC score, random forest performed more by 0.49%, and our XGBoost also had a similar score of 0.49%. Next slide, please. So these are ROC curve. It's just a visual representation of the ROU AUC score that we already wrote out the figures above. The next slide, please. So our best model is logistic regression because we try to balance the data set using class width and smooth. But so far, it had the highest recall of 0.45 and the highest F1 score for the minority class, which made it the most effective model at catching risky borrowers. So this aligns with our core business objective. The supporting model is random forest. It is not great on recall. It had 0.16, but it had the highest precision on class 0 and a decent F1 score, and it also had the highest ROU AUC score with XGBoost at 0.49%. Next slide, please. So our after score Boost, and Random Forest both achieved AUC score of 0.49, making them the top performing models for creditworthiness prediction based on this particular metric. Next slide, please. So our most important features are credit history. It has the strongest influence on approval. Debt to income ratio also. Debt to income ratio means we want to try to find out how much of the applicant's income will go towards repaying their loan. So any applicant that has a higher ratio, it indicates higher risk. That means the applicant will find it difficult repaying the loan. So loan amount and loan term also affects repayment burden. Employment status influences income stability. Marital status and property area also have an impact on loan approval. The next slide, please. For the business implications of our project, we use this model to improve loan approval decisions and reduce defaults. Since credit history strongly influences loan approvals, banks should prioritize applicants who have positive credit histories or help those with poor history improve their credit scores before reapplying for the loan. They should also focus on debt income ratios in order to minimize risk and also reduce unfair rejections based on irrelevant features like income alone, because income alone is not a predictive factor for loan approval. Should also encourage applicants to apply for loan amounts proportional to their income and also suggest optimal loan terms to keep monthly payments manageable in order to reduce the monthly burden for the applicants and also reduce defaults. You should also design loan products targeting different income groups or employment types to serve customer needs better and also minimize defaults. Next slide, please. For the next steps, if we had more time, would have investigated the extreme outliers because some people had extremely high income and also requested for extremely high loan amounts. So we would have investigated them individually to understand if they represent a risk or special cases, because handling outliers and class imbalance is very crucial for model accuracy. Since males and undergraduates and those in semi-urban areas have higher approval rates, further study could also explore if any bias exists or if these groups genuinely have better repayment records or maybe more stable income and all that. And the next step is also to deploy the model in loan approval process, continuously monitor and update with new data, that is actual bank data, leverage insights to create better financial products. And finally, this model can aid financial institutions to make fair loan decisions. Next slide, please. Okay. Please, can anyone hear me?
Hi, Victoria. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Can you still see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay. You want me to go to the next screen?
Yes, please. Thank you. So this brings us to an end of our presentation. Thank you, and feel free to ask any questions. Thank you.
All right. Awesome presentation, Victoria, Prudence. Both of you did very well. You approached the problem with a business mindset. Even if you still cared about the technical part of it, but at the same time you approached it in a way that at the end of the day you were able to gather the insights and structure it in a way that if you were presenting this to stakeholders or people that really did not know much about the ins and outs of how to do this analysis on the data. They will be able to understand the insights you were able to gain, and they would know the proper steps to take after, listening to your presentation. So great work,
Thank
Victoria. Great work, Prudence. Both of you did very well.
thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. All right, thank you so much, Victoria, Prudence, Nguk, and Blessing. Four of you has done You've done really well. Your presentations were very nice. They were on point. You were able to approach the problem, and you were able to solve the problem. And you gave advice on the next steps and things that could be done. So if there were maybe a proper stakeholder here that actually needs data or that is facing this sort of problem, I'm very sure they would have been able to gain some insights and what to do next from your presentation. So thank you so much to all of you. Great work, nice work. All right. So we are going to move ahead now to the virtual assistant section. Please try as much as possible to stick to time. So I said 15 minutes, so it's going to be 15 minutes. Once you start talking, your time is going to start counting. You can set a timer by your side or just take note of when you start talking so that once it's time and I tell you that, okay, your time is up, you know that you'll be done. So please try as much as possible to stick to time. So I'm going to be calling on the first group to do their presentation. So I think there is Loveline. You are in group one. Is your
Yes,
teammate available?
yes, we are here.
All right. So give me a second. I don't think I have your slides. I don't think I have your slides. All right. So I'm going to share my screen now. And okay.
Okay, can you hear me? Hello? Hi, can you hear me? Hello? Okay. But I can't see your screen. It's Inspire Hope. I can't see your screen. Hello? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you, Gertie.
The, the, the
Yes.
screen is not showing.
Yes, I received the call, so I have to quickly check it. Give me a second. I'm going to start sharing now.
Okay.
All right. Can you see my screen?
Please go to the first slide. Yes.
All right. I think I'm sharing it now.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Goretti.
We are VA, me and Loveling, and we are the owners of Creative Next Studio. Please, next slide. Okay, this is like a table of contents. We have what we are going to be talking about. We are a business organization, digital organization, and we both have owned this company. And next slide, please. Okay, this is like an overview of our business. We are a studio, Creative Nest, you could see our logo, and we are a digital design and content development agency. We are not just the VA, we do content development and everything that has to do with post, marketing, just name it. We are there for you. Next slide. Okay, a brief introduction of what we do as a business firm. We that this whole thing, like an overview, right? The purpose of this slide is to give you an overview of our services, right? Our organizational structure. Mostly, the intent of this slide is for our budget. June, July, August budgets. We want to show you what we budget, the things we want to do, how we plan to do it for these 3 months, and also to give you a brief insight on what we do, right? The division of labor between me and Loveling as co-owners of these companies. Next slide. Okay, this is our profile, right? We are Creativeness Studio, and we are a digital design and content development agency. Now we specialize in branding, visual content. It could be anything, social media, uh, poster, flyers, anything you want digital, visual. We are here for you. If you want any kind of branding, we are also available, and we are also digital marketers. We market and we also provide solutions, right? Solutions to any problem that is relating to branding, digital marketing, content for small size business owners. So this is our target audience. Our audience are mostly for small to mid-sized businesses, and yeah, we help with both the project and both the solution to problems relating to this area of specialty. Next slide. Okay, Loveline will do the second part.
Okay, good evening, everybody. The second part is talking about core services. Are you hearing me? Is everybody hearing me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Okay, okay. The second part of our business is all about our core services and our owners' roles, as in the roles we play in our business and the core service, what the business does. So our business delivers to clients a unique, standard, high quality visual asset, including a logo, social media, high graphic designs, and other professional videos, and etc. Then we also provide product services. We provide concept user interface design where you can log in and interact with the with business owners or people. We also deal with marketing campaigns tailored to a specific audience, like our company and our own company, me and Gorita, our company is tailored to small and medium business because according according to what we are taught in our VA, they made mention of Edenhoven metrics that deal with something that is urgent, something that is important, not really important, and also how you can target your audience. So our business is really targeting on medium and small businesses. So then Obi Lovelin Chamaka is the lead visual designer and branding strategist.
Please, next
So,
slide.
and
Slide. Sorry. Okay.
okay, sorry. So, and I will say this: you cannot be a lead to design and branding when you doesn't know the three primary colors. In our primary school, we are taught primary colors and everything. Then, and you cannot also know be a lead or a design or a brand when you doesn't know the combinations of those colors, when you don't know your color wheels, when you don't know what is needed to design, because you know that design is all about color, creative and color. It bring what is in the mind. Then again, as you we I also deal on branding, which is a professional way of developing and guiding a company's identity and market positions. That is brand. Then using research, analysis, core value, and business objectives to drive company's message and presence to long-term success. That word long-term success, that is branding. That's why I said I am a lead visual and branding strategist. If you are a brander, as in if you are a branding strategist and you are not focusing on the presence of the company present and in a long term, that means you still have a long way to go. Then also my 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 good friend and my colleague Gori Tamara is our marketing and the operation manager. He handles all marketing campaigns, including social media ads, email outreach, manages client communications, invoicing, scheduling, tracks project timeline and team productivity, coordinate freelance designs, and handle operational logistics. Next line, please.
Okay. This is our monthly budget projection, and we have 3 months, right? It's more like a future thing. What we want to plan ahead: June, July, and August. Next slide. Okay, from this is like this is a table, right? A table. Of course, things could change. It's still flexible, but we want to really know how if we can stick to budget. So this is the whole idea. If you look from the table, the salaries have the higher amount because we consult freelance, right? We consult a lot of people to get this work done. The more people we have to get this done, the more we have more work and more clients. We're able to attract more clients and do massive job. And also the purpose of this increment is also towards the end of we have like clients like schools because this is like by June, August, many schools are going to be having a lot of activities, inter-house sports, party. So they're going to be needing our services. So this is why we have to project. We have to program what we have at hand. What are we planning the expenses? So salary has the most, and then we also move to development of the project. The things we need. This in this place we need to pay a lot of money, renewal of subscriptions and other things. We also have operations, which also we have marketing. Marketing is very important to market to get more customers to also help our clients to market what we've done for them. So we do from beginning to the end. We market, we produce, and then we have the miscellaneous like fuel, what we do, the immediate employers we have, and the rest of them are the things we spend in the office. Next slide. Next slide. Okay, so this is like a visual pie chart of what it looks like, with the color representing each of this pie of this division, and you have that the salary is more, and this is for June. This is what we have. This next slide. July, okay. In the among the 3 months, July has the highest budget because in July we have a lot of things to do. And we need to keep up. We need to make it, and also we know in the future, it's when it gets to that point, it's gonna be more higher because this is where we deal mostly with schools. We deal mostly with schools, which are the most of them are still at the middle businesses. We do with schools, and a lot of schools activities are going on. So this is where we deal with most of them. And then we also have some international branding people which we do, like the schools in Europe. they end up closing. Their closing time is June. So by July, we have summer camps. We have a lot of adverts of school trying to publish their schools to get more parents to apply. So we have a very high budgeting for July. And next slide, please. Okay, this is August. So this is like the division of the visual presentation of what we saw in the table. So this is August. Also, like I said, this 3 months is crucial for us because we have a lot of clients, we have a lot of marketing to do. Most of our businesses, because they are small to middle age middle businesses, they don't get them.
Do you want me to go to the next screen? Hello, Dorothy. Okay.
I think that the our network is disturbing.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
Okay, this is conclusion. Okay.
I thought it was my
Okay.
speaker. Okay.
Okay. In conclusion, I would like to say that Creative Nest Studio, are you hearing me?
Next slide,
Yes.
please.
Nest,
I Dorothy.
Next slide. Next slide. Sorry.
Yes, I'm sharing the conclusion slide now. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, but the next one. She already said something. Okay,
Oh,
yeah. Thank you.
okay.
okay. So in conclusion, I would say that Creative Nest Studio is here to grow with structured service offering and a clear management plan. And our budget projects a strategic approach that showcase our June, July, August resource allocation and detecting that July is is highest and August is coming through. Then also we are also I and Gorete also want to say that we are looking forward for a successful business deal with Inspire Hope Initiative. Thank you.
Okay.
Next slide, please.
So
Okay.
and this okay, sorry, continue.
Okay. This is our logo. This is our. It has our logo, the Creative Next Studio, and this is like a summary of what we do. So this is our flyer in case you want to use it. So it was created by us, and I hope that the colors, everything is amazing. And yeah, this is what we give out to our clients, both online and offline. This is what they have. Next slide. Okay, and with this, we say thank you. And then we have like our email, our phone number. We are on Instagram, uh, Twitter, anything you want, every social media, we are there. So just reach out to us, and yeah, we'll get everything you need done. Thank you so much.
We'll get you covered. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Dorothy and Loveline. Wonderful presentation. Um, Both of you did very well. You were able to structure your content in a very legible way. And I hope that after the end of this program, after today, you can still continue collaborating and maybe launch the business and see how the market actually responds to it. So nice work.
Thank you.
Um all right. So I don't know if your mentor is here, Cynthia. Okay. Yeah, I don't think so. Is there? All right, but nice work, everyone. Nice work, both of you. Thank you so much. So we are going to be moving ahead to the next team, which is the group two. I think I see Esther Taiwo. Is Esther on the call? Hello, Esther.
Good afternoon. I'll
Good
be going
afternoon.
first, so let me turn on my camera.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
My name is Glory, VA Track 2,
All right.
VA Group 2. Sorry. Um, please,
Okay.
can you?
Yes, give me. I need both of you to give me access to the slide. I can't access it, so I requested for access. So if you can check your email and give me access.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I've just granted you access.
Okay. Give me a second. Let me refresh.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So I'm gonna share my screen now. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Sorry. Okay.
Okay, sorry, this is
This is
not the group presentation. Let me share from my end.
okay.
Let me share my screen.
All right.
Okay. Mm, uh, okay. Okay. Mm, I don't know. Glory, can you see my screen?
No, let me see.
Okay.
It's my box.
This is my screen.
Are you able to share your screen? Like, do you see the option to share your screen from your
Yes,
end?
I see the option. I see the option to share screen.
Oh, let me
Start sharing screen.
let me try if I can.
Okay. I'm sharing now. Can you see?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so let me open the slides here. Can you
Okay.
still see?
Yes, you can see it now.
Okay, Glory,
Inspire.
confirm that you can see.
Yes, yes, I can see it.
All right.
So, yeah. So these are capstone projects presented by Glory Izodua Foster and Esther Oluwatobi Taiwo. So, please, next slide. So, group work. We have to, they say, collaborate with your teammates, assuming you both run the business together and create a business budget for June, July, and August. So use a pie chart to show the data for 3 months. So please, next slide. Okay, the name of the business is G&T Automobile. So this is a 2025 business budget overview, July to August. That's for 3 months. So G&T Automobile, we specialize in vehicle repairs, maintenance services, parts, and vehicle detailing. So on the screen, you see our phone numbers to reach out, our email address. So we have a financial outlook, financial goals for the next quarter. So there, as a business owner, you need strategies in place to enhance and increase sales. So number one, there we have to maintain strong revenue streams while optimizing expense management for consistent profitability. So in this case, we said we should optimize sales at the same time. We should reduce and manage our expenses because in a business setting where expenses is more than the income, you will not you will not consider that as profitable, being profitable for the business. So in every business, we aim to gain and not. There are times that losses will come in, but it should not be something that is consistent. So number two, we said to understand our spendings and account for where every naira go. This is where accounting comes in. So as a business owner, um, we should have an account. Like that's why we make use of this Google spreadsheet, monthly reports for every income, expenses, earnings, salaries, and so on and so forth. So thirdly, we said to achieve a target profit margin of approximately 10% more. Like we should achieve more than what we had last quarter. So please, next slide. Okay. Total estimated revenue income for July to August. So we have 235,500 naira as the estimated revenue income. For repair services, we have 60%. For part sales, we are expecting 35%, and maintenance contract 5%. So as you can see, we have 60, 35, then 5%. Then expenses, total estimated expenses is 65% of the 235,000 naira. So operational costs across all segments. Then we have fixed expenses, salaries and wages, 41%. Definitely, in every business, insurance is very, very essential, especially when it comes to vehicle repairs. Yeah, things can happen, accident can happen, a technician can take a vehicle out and mishap might occur. So that is where insurance comes in to protect you, to protect the business, because this can actually lead to what they call bankruptcy. So that is why insurance is also very important to put in place. So, and utilities, tools, these utilities has to do with tools that you use to enhance your business. It could be marketing, it could be a visual assistant, having a visual assistant. Oh, sorry. A visual assistant in place in order to enhance and increase sales. So we have variable expenses, which has to do with parts, equipment, and tools, office supplies, and then trainings. Yes, very, very essential. In order to optimize and increase sales, technicians must be well trained on the business. They must have in-depth knowledge of what they are doing. If, for instance, a customer comes in and make inquiries as, oh, why is my tires always going, like, why is it always going by? I'm always replacing my tires every month. So a technician that is not equipped cannot give a valid reason for that. That is going to be a back set for the company. So technicians must be trained. Okay, then we have tax provisions, which is 17%, 16,485, and the total estimated net profit, the profit for the business, 65,940,000 naira. So please, can we go to the next slide? This is like a spreadsheet, yeah, for all the expenses, the expected revenue income, that's repair services, the parts, the maintenance. So you can see we have an Excel sheet for it. For the first month, we have the 76,500. You see that the next month is increased, slightly increases. Like you aim to gain, like to how should I put it? You aim to outrun the previous month. So you don't aim to go lower, but you aim above. So the next month you have the 78,000, then 81, which is you see below the total amount. So then we have the cash inflow, total expenses, and variables. So miscellaneous and all that. So next slide will be for pie chart, and I'll hand over that to Esther. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Lori. Good afternoon, everybody. So, continuing from where Glory stopped, we broke down our expected income and revenue and expenses into this sheet, into this table, but to make it easier to grasp what we are trying to, the message we are trying to pass across at a glance, we also decided to put it in form of a pie chart for easy visual understanding. So in this first chart, we have our Q3 2025 revenue distribution. And just like we had said before, our three major focuses, the three major places we have money coming in for our business is revenue services, repair services, part sales, and maintenance services for our clients. So we also see here from this visual representation of all our details, all our data, that the majority of our expected revenue comes from repair services, which gives us 60% of our total revenue. Part sales gives us 35%, and maintenance brings in 5% of the total. So when you sum up what we have here for our repair services, our part sales and maintenance, it gives you our total estimated revenue for the 3 months, across the 3 months. So for our next chart, we broke down the expenses distribution for that quarter, where we have things like salary and wages, insurance, utilities, parts procurement and tools, office supplies and training and miscellaneous. So we also put this in a pie chart to make it easier for someone to understand. And by the side here, you see we also did a breakdown of the cost of each item for whosoever is interested, so that we don't just have only the percentage for each of these things, but we also broke down the cost of them. So we see that our salary and wages sums up to about 62, approximately 63 million of our expenses across the 3 months. Then the next place where majority of our income goes to is our insurance. We pay a huge amount for insurance just to make sure that we are covered. And just like my colleague Glory said, for when accidents happen, so that we can have a cover for the cost of that. The next thing that takes up the huge chunk of our expense is our parts procurement and tools. Of course, since we um, because of the high quality service that we render, we cannot give our customers anything less than the best. So we put in a lot of money into procuring the best parts for them, so that they can enjoy the services that we render for them. We also spend money on utilities. We also spend.
Aisa, hold on a second. Glory, you are still sharing your screen. Please stop sharing your screen.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen, Esther.
All right, so let me come back here. So is my screen still visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you. So the other things we spend money on are office supplies and trainings and miscellaneous, which totals to the sum of 153 million, which is also what we have on our Excel table. And then we also have a representation here of a to show our net profits, which is the difference from the difference between our cash flow and our tax provisions, meaning that after our total estimated expenses, meaning the amount of money we expect to get within these 3 months, after we have taken out our expenses, after we have paid our tax, after we have paid salaries and utilities and insurance and all of that, how much do we have left as a business? And from our calculations, we see that our total estimated net profit is just 28% of the total estimated revenue of 253 million naira. So the aim of these
visual representation, that's the pie charts, is to make it easy for any person, maybe somebody who wants to make inquiries to become a partner in our business, even maybe our lawyers or whoever, is to make it easy for them to, at a glance, understand the cash flow of our business without having to go through maybe reading tables, doing the calculations by themselves, or doing the percentage. Okay, what percentage of this is what, and what percentage of what is that? So we have represented it in such a way that at a glance it is easy to see that, okay, for the next 3 months, our projection based on the things that we have set in place is to make an approximate 65 million as a business, which would be 15% higher than what we had earned in the previous quarter. So, and that brings us to the end of our slides of our group presentation.
Okay, thank you so
Thank you.
much, Esther. Thank you, Glory. That was a great presentation. I learned a bit about the automotive industry from your talk, and I liked the way you did the breakdown. You were very realistic. You understood that money matters, especially when it comes to starting a business. So I like the way you did your breakdown and your slides too. They looked really good. Nice presentation. You were able to sell your idea very well. So thank you, Glory. Thank you, Esther. Nice work.
Thank you very much. Yes.
All right. So I think the last group for today is group three, which is Pamela. Oh, I think we have group four. Pamela and yeah, just Pamela. Pamela, where's your team member? Your teammate? Is Pamela on the call? Okay. All right. So I don't see her on the call. Then I'm going to call the last group, which is Cynthia. Cynthia Ellen. You are muted. I can see you on the call, but you are muted. Hello, Cynthia. Are you there? Okay, so please note that only those that present are going to get the certification. So I'm noting down already those that have done their presentation, not just by submitting your slides or your document. That doesn't mean that you are going to get your certification at the end of the program. So please take note. And if there is not enough time next week, I am not going to make provision for those that were not able to present today but were scheduled for today.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Cynthia.
Sorry, I was talking and my microphone was muted. Sorry
Okay.
about that.
Are you the only one on the group? What about the other person?
Um, Unfortunately, I can't see her in the call, so I don't know if she got dropped or she had joined. I don't know.
What's the name?
Lydia, her name is Lydia.
I don't think I saw any lady on the call earlier. Can you reach out to
Sorry?
Avia? Can you reach out to Avia WhatsApp?
Okay.
Okay, I'll just give you a few minutes to do that. Please reach out to her and see if she can join the call.
All right. Just a minute.
Okay. Awesome. Um, All right. Okay, so I just share a brief info before.
Hello.
Are you able to reach her?
Yes, but she hasn't responded. So I don't know if she's joining or she had initially joined. She hasn't responded.
Maybe call her. Can call her via WhatsApp to see if she'll respond. But if she doesn't join, then you can just like do the presentation and move right from there.
Okay.
Okay, so while you are doing that, I'm just going to give more information. So your certificate will be sent at the end of the presentation. So we still have other groups that are going to present next week. So well, next week, yeah. So after that, that's going to be next 2 weeks. So that is when your certification would be sent. Your certificates will be sent. And like I mentioned earlier, only those that were on the call to do their presentation would receive the certificate. So submitting your slides doesn't mean that you're going to get your certificate at the end of the program. So just, if you have any friends that are in the other tracks that haven't done their presentation, just let them know this. Then, um, give me a second.
Hello.
Hello, yes. Yes, I can hear you,
She's
Cynthia.
not picking. I've tried calling her and she's not picking the call. She's not picking the call.
Okay.
So I think I'll just
Yeah,
do the presentation myself.
yes, okay. Do you want to share your screen?
It's okay. I can share my screen. Able to see my screen?
Not yet. Yes, we can see it now.
All right. So, so my name is Cynthia Helen. I was in the visual assistant track, and here's my presentation. So the business is called Elma Creative Agency. It's a small business. Sorry, it's a small business that offers graphic services, branding services, and social media management. The business was started in early 2025, and I am the founder, Cynthia Helen. So I'm going to run you through the budget, the business budget for the months of June, July, and August of 2025, as well as the representation in form of pie charts. So here's the budget. The business, as I said, is called Elma Creative Agency. And below is the budget for the months of June to August 2025. So we have various categories. We have the revenue, the staff salaries,
Hi,
marketing.
Cynthia. We are still, at least from my hand, I'm still stuck on the first screen. I can't see the second screen. I don't know if you're sharing that already. Are you on full
Or
screen mode or? Yeah, I don't think full screen mode works. So you just
Okay, let me share the full screen then.
no. I said I don't think full screen works. So when you
Oh,
exit,
okay.
I don't do full
All right,
screen.
all right, all right. Just a minute. Are you able to see my screen now?
Yes, we can. Yeah, I can see it now.
I hope you're seeing the business budget.
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you. So for the business budget, it's the business budget for the month of June to August 2025. As you can see from my screen, you can see we have categories, different categories, and then the estimates for the months of June, July, and August, and they're all in US dollars. We have the revenues, we have the staff salaries, we have marketing and advertising, software subscriptions, office rent and utilities, project expenses, that is printing, freelancing, and etc. And then we have the miscellaneous and the net profit. For the month of June, we have for the revenue, each category has its allocation. Like for the revenue, we have the 20,000 US dollars. For the staff salaries, we have 8,000 US dollars. Marketing and advertising, we have 2,500 USD. We have software subscription, 500 US dollars. Office rent and utilities, 2,000 US dollars. Project expenses, we have 3,000 US dollars. Miscellaneous, we have 1,000 US dollars. And then it goes for the same for the months of June and July and August, but now different figures. So I'm going to show you now the predictions in terms of pie charts. I hope now you can see the June 2025 budget breakdown on your
Yes,
screen.
yes.
Okay, thank you. So for the month of June, I have calculated the budget breakdown with the total expenses, excluding the revenue and the profit that we made in that month. So for the expenses, we have the staff salaries, marketing and advertising, software subscription, office rent and utilities, project expenses, and miscellaneous. So for each figure that is represented here, we have a representation of it on the pie chart in form of a percentage. So for the staff salaries, we have it here in form of the percentage. As it goes for the budget for the rent, we have it in form of a percentage. So the pie chart is just breaking it down in form of percentage. It's giving you for each category, the percentage of it in the month of June. Yeah. So I have highlighted all the expenses here. I've also highlighted them on the pie chart. Then that was for the month of June. For the month of July, we have the same categories, but different figures now. For the staff salaries is 8,000 USD. For marketing and advertising is 3,000 USD. Software subscription is 500 USD. Office rent and utility is 2,000 USD. Project expenses is 3,500 US dollars, and miscellaneous is 1,200 US dollars. So that's in writing, and that's as a breakdown in form of a pie chart. So we have that as a representation. For the savings, we have it at 35%. For the rent, we have it at 15%. For the, the first one was salaries. Sorry, I confused it with savings. The next one is savings at 19%. The other one is miscellaneous at 3%. The other one is supplies at 14%. Then we have marketing at 10%. And lastly, utilities at 5%. Then finally, for the August 2025, the breakdown, we have the same categories, but now different figures as well. We see that if you have noticed from June and July, there's an increase, there's an increment. From June, the marketing advertising was at 2,500. For July, there was an increment, and it was at 3,000. And then now, lastly, at August, we have the staff salaries, marketing and advertising, the same categories, and then different figures, an increment of what we saw in the previous 2 months. So the same as how I'd shown you before is the same, that it's a replica of the same in August, but now different figures and different representation. Yeah, that is it. Thank you for your time.
Okay. Thank you so much, Cynthia, for taking us on this in your presentation. Even if you had to like take the other section impromptu, you were able to do very well. You explained your points across clearly and were very legible. Nice presentation, nice work. Looks really good. Slides were straight to the point. I like the visuals. The pie charts were, very good. Looks so great. So thank you so much, Cynthia.
You're
Okay.
welcome, and thank you so much.
All right. Okay. So I think the last we're supposed to have for today is Pamela, but I don't think she's on the call. So we are just going to move ahead. So we've come to the end of today's Capstone project presentation. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining the call. For those that stayed behind till the end, because I know it's not easy. I mean, we've been here for over 2 hours. So thank you so much for staying till now, and thank you so much for doing your presentations. For those that presented today, wonderful presentations. I enjoyed every one of them, and I can see how much you've grown, how much you've learned, and I am looking forward to the great things that you are going to do from now. So thank you so much, everyone. Your certificate will be shared 2 weeks from now, so be on the lookout for it. The WhatsApp group will still be there, and if you want to communicate, you want to share tips, you got questions, you can do it there. If you have any questions, you can reach your mentor, you can reach out to me. We are always available to answer your queries. If you need feedback, you need preps, whatever it is, just to make sure that your journey is easier from now henceforth. So we're always there to help you. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. And thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I'll leave the call now. Bye bye. Hi, Ezekiel. Thank you for showing up today. Let's stay with it now. Okay, I think you probably forgot to leave. I'm just gonna end the stream. Yeah.